Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, keep it real. Touchdowns on liquid air, on and slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
Of course, I'm muted as usual. What's going on, good people? Um, I was going to try to do some live graphics today. I was working in After Effects, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to do After Effects or do some stuff in 3D. But the more and more I got to looking into the Unk situation and more draft, I got a lot of draft questions, all that type of stuff. Yeah, I see you, bro, Claude. I got it together. I appreciate you, bro. Um, yeah, it was crazy, man. I was gonna do some graphic stuff, but something's not working. I can't show After Effects on my screen for some reason. Got to be something with OBS. I'll figure it out. But in any case, Shannon Sharpe, man, we can get right into that. We'll do some draft stuff. I might even jump on the website. We might even go through a mock. But man, this Shannon Sharpe business, man, is crazy. It's just absolutely crazy, man. It's like you can't be big enough, you can't be careful enough. Anybody can get got. Anybody can get got, man. I say this all the time, man. If I knew then what I know now, or if I guess if I knowing what I know now, if I was coming up in this era of social media and just all of that type of stuff, because people are still um athletes are still big on bringing their family up and friends up, and it doesn't always end well in situations like that. But um, I always said if you wanna, if that's what you're gonna do, you look back and you find one of your boys, one of your homies. You find the one that you find the square. You find the one that really didn't talk to the girls. You find the one that really didn't drink or smoke. Um, y'all was cool, but he really didn't get into all of that stuff. And everybody got a friend like that. Everybody got a friend that was always the designated driver. That's who I was growing up. Me and my twin sister, we used to. My mom had an Arrow Star. My dad worked for Ford back in the day, so we always had the latest Ford. And when the Arrow Star came out, we had a blue Arrow Star. So we used to, me and my twin, all we had the same friends. So we would go out to the clubs, to the parties and stuff like that. Everybody wanted to ride with us because they knew we ain't get into the nonsense. So they knew we were reliable. And I say, these young athletes with all of this money, if you got friends like that, you put your friend on the payroll. Put them on the payroll. And what you do is that everywhere, every time we go somewhere, you going. We go to the club, you going. I'm gonna pay for your ride. I'm gonna pay for your tab. I'm gonna buy you a new phone. Every time we go into the club, you film everything. I'm gonna get you the little steady cam, the DJI Osmo. I'm gonna get you all of that stuff. You follow me everywhere I go. If something go down, you film it. Because stuff like this with Shannon Sharpe is happening way too much. And it's to the point now where some of these females are so scandalous, they don't care. You see what's going on with what's his name? Anthony um was it Anthony Davis, the basketball kid. Now you got the girl got pregnant. Clearly she got pregnant on purpose. Shannon Sharpe done already been through one situation this year. when he left his IG live on, and then of course the next week he come out with he 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 advertising for a Viagra pill. This landscape is scandalous, man. You got to be careful. And I guess Shannon maybe he thought he was untouchable, or maybe he just didn't worry about it. I don't know, but he coming out swinging. That's for sure. He done put the name out. I think she released text and he released text, and now there's an audio of him saying he gonna choke her out and all that type of stuff. Um, yeah, he Shannon is about that life, but you can be about that life all you want. As long as there's somebody else that's gonna bang that gavel, you are at risk. You are at risk. It don't pay, man. It don't pay. Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. But Broke Law say you'd have been the troublemaker. Oh my God, man. It's like you need somebody like that, man. But here's the problem. If that friend that was about their business and not dabbling into all of that stuff, that friend probably ain't available. That friend probably somewhere living his life. Probably got a good job, probably got a woman and in a relationship, some type of stability. Why would they want to leave that to but hey, money talks. But I'm just, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So you say personally he believes it's innocent, but when you kicking it with these young girls, and I see now the stuff, why would he mess with somebody that's 19 and blah blah blah? And I'm like, uh, don't act like that's new stuff. Don't act like that's new. Tom Cruise get with some chick half his age, or you name any actor you want to. That ain't nothing new with celebrities and getting with people. Look at Bill Belichick. Ain't nobody batting an eye about that. And that's a worse situation than Shannon Sharpe. So that's crazy, man. Yeah, Belichick, man. He doing his own thing, living his own life, and then and got a job. and she just inserted herself. She ain't the wife. She the girlfriend, and she just inserted herself, then gave herself a job, a title, probably done named her salary, all of that stuff. And Bill Belichick just smiling. So it's funny, man. It is funny. It is amazing what these times make you do, even some of the older folks, because I would like to say I was built different, but then you see somebody like Belichick going through what he going through, and it's like, come on, son, you ain't like what was you doing? What was you doing? Even Bro Claude, I don't know if you saw my video or if anybody else saw the video I just did about Kennedy Carter. I did a video about Kennedy Carter because she was on with Neon. Now, I'd never heard of Neon, but Neon, 890,000 subscribers. Like, he's a big deal in the YouTube space. So you got to give him his props for that. And I watched that video and I, I said it, man. It looked like that was one of the most uncomfortable things. Not that he looked uncomfortable. Let me say it like that. Neon, he looked uncomfortable. He looked like somebody that was not used to being around women. You could tell by the way he was talking, like some of his mannerisms and movements, like he didn't know, he just wasn't smooth with it. And it just made for an awkward conversation. Very awkward conversation. And, my thing was Kennedy Carter didn't do herself. It didn't make her look bad, but it didn't do her any favors either. You know what I'm saying? She I jumped on it because everybody was talking about, she talked about the Caitlin Clark incident when she knocked her down in the game and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let me hear what she said. She spoke on that for all of maybe 10 seconds. I know you've seen the clip. You've seen the clip, right? Where I knocked somebody down. And then she went on to how trolls treat her and stuff like that. And I was like, wait a minute. That's all you gonna say? and it was, I just looked at it as somebody with a, and I'm saying Neon. If you're gonna talk to somebody like Neon with a platform like that, I figured you got a prime opportunity to put whatever message you want to put out to the masses. You got 900,000 people watching, and you would never be in that situation again. You notice uh her and Angel Reese was supposed to be super tight, and then as soon as she got out of there, how come Angel Reese ain't had her on the podcast? You see what I'm saying? So you get an opportunity like that, and it was a nonsensical conversation. Kennedy Carter got nothing gained from that conversation whatsoever. Maybe she'll get a couple more followers on our social media page, but other than that, that didn't do a damn bit of good for her getting back into the league. And when you go watch my video, I put it plain, crystal clear. I want to see Kennedy Carter back in the league. And this was a good opportunity to just try to put something out there, some type of positive spin on whatever it is you're doing. I'm in the gym grinding every day, whatever. Even the basketball they was playing against each other was some bullshit. And again, the whole thing looked like he wasn't comfortable talking to her, and she didn't want to be there. It was the weirdest thing, man. It was the weirdest thing. I'm with you, bro, Claude, man. It did, bruh. I was going in. I guess my expectations was a little too high, um, a little bit too high. So I'm still hoping. My prediction still stays that Kennedy will be back in the league sometime midway next year. Probably gonna have a rash of injuries and something like that. So I'm hoping she'll get an opportunity. So, um, you know, um, let me see. Belichick is embarrassing age of players. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. If she 18 or above, she a grown ass woman. Because you know what? I look at it like this. He might be a lot older. Once again, that ain't nothing new. That's been happening for hundreds of years. Kings, concubines, and everything in that category. That ain't nothing new. And guess what? If you 18 years old, if you can walk up and take somebody's life with a gun, what's the difference in doing that? So it is what it is, man. But it does the optics. I always talk about optics. The optics ain't great. But hey, they grown people making grown people decisions, making grown folks decisions. So um yeah, I would, you know what? I would say that, but guess what? I'm trying to get where he is. He got 890,000. Now he been on YouTube for a good minute, a hell of a lot longer than me. So he was probably one of the first ones on there. I didn't know who he was, what he was, nothing like that. But you know, when he did his little thing, we gonna put some respect on your name, and I was like, man, this is cringe. But hey, people watching, so it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Coach, if you put a friend in that position, filming and watching it back, you need to be humble enough to listen when they tell you it's time to go. Most don't listen. You're absolutely right. That's why they need a camera. That's why they need a camera. So you can film everything. Because I've been in situations in clubs and stuff like that when my rookie year, and I know what people do. I know what people do. Hey man, listen, I'm gonna bump you. You spill your drink on him. We gonna start a fight, and maybe we get a couple grand out of the situation. Somebody don't want to get in no trouble. They want to settle it, and all of that type of stuff. All of it. All of it. Look how close. Um, look how close Jalen Carter was to ending his career before he'd even started. Look how close he was to that. If his car would probably have been a little bit closer to the other car, he might not be here. What's up, 3K? He might not be here. So life, just like football, just like basketball, like any sport, it's a game of inches. If he'd have been a little bit behind or a little bit ahead, I don't know which car was in front. If he'd have been a little bit closer to that disaster, and then you can ask yourself the question, why are you racing anyways? Because you are. That's what dumb kids do. That's the answer. That's what dumb kids do. and they've been drinking, and you got the girls in the car and all. Come on, you know how this plays out. You know how this plays out, and everybody want to act like it's so otherworldly, and it's like this shit happens every day, every day. You saw what happened with AJ Brown. The dude stole his car in front of his house. What what are you thinking? What are you thinking? You think he ain't got? And this dude was so dumb. He was still in the car riding it around town. They caught the dude. Didn't they catch the dude? The car was parked. I don't know about barbershop or whatever it was. The dude was still in the car driving it around like it was his whip. And I'm like, don't think for a minute he ain't got some type of tracker. That type of technology goes way beyond an AirTag you can get from the Apple store. They put that in the car just as a decoy. You think you done got rid of the AirTag. They got 2, 3 other things in there. And it's like that. Can people be that stupid? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Shout out to my man Tone, because Tone was mad because he kept saying it was somebody from Philly that stole it. And he was like, man, y'all better get out my city like that. That dude was from Camden. He's from New Jersey. So don't put Philly in that. That ain't our fault. So, well, yeah, man, it's oh my God, people stealing cars, Shannon Sharpe, somebody trying to get paid, and I thought it was funny that the same lawyer that represented the girls with Deshaun Watson, and I'm like, that's suspect right off the bat. But guess what? It's up to him to. It's going to civil. You already know the girl trying to get paid. It's all about that, man. Everybody trying to get paid, and people getting scandalous about it, man. People getting scandalous about it, man. It's you look at that, and you look at like Jalen got married, Devontae got married, AJ he settled down, got his family, got his kids. Look, that's the way to go now. You look at Kelsey, you look at Lane, Mike Lotta got married. You look at all of these people. Isaiah Rogers just got married, or they either just got married or got engaged. If you ain't ready for that life, don't do it. Look at the dude. What's the dude's name? What's the dude's name that was married to Kelsey Plum? And then was it Darren Warren? He play, I think he played for the Raiders. Yep. 13 months. Darren Waller. They got married for 13 months. And he decided he didn't want to do it. So he just jumped. He just jumped. So I'm like, I guess props to you for realizing and acting on it before you let it get to a point where it was just stupid. But I just don't, I guess I don't know. I'm from a different era. Why would you put yourself in that situation anyways? But again, you're talking to somebody that's been married for 28 going on 29. So my mindset, I was never that dude to go out, and I was never that was never me. So, these kids these days be wilding, man. They be straight wilding and putting themselves in this situation. Putting themselves in the situation, man. Got to be more careful. Oh my God. But I know everybody excited to get to this damn draft. I know I am. Um, Football season for me starts Thursday. That's when you figure out what you got coming. You figure out what you got going, and then you start making a game plan based on what you got. I still say I put my prediction out there that Howie Roseman is going to get up out of there. Don Vaughn said it took him 50 years to get engaged. Hey man, sometimes it take a minute. Sometimes it take a minute. You know, I'm from Cincinnati. I went to school in Kentucky. I know some people. I had a buddy of mine, one of my teammates. that when he got to school, him and his girlfriend went to the same. They was from the local town, but they had been together since they was like freshmen in high school, like grade school kids. They had been dating. They just and then they dated all through college, and then as soon as college got over, they got married, and then they still together, got kids, and they still live in the same town. No, it's dude. I done seen everything. Some people wait 50 years. Some people know they're gonna get married when they 10 years old. So ain't no shame in that game. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited for Thursday because the new season is in full effect. Absolutely, Blunt. Absolutely. Is Iriaku to the Commanders? Okay, okay. You never know, man. You never know who's gonna shake up the apple cart. That is the big thing. That is the big thing. You disagree with moving back? Initially, I wanted the same, but the Eagles have 20 picks over the next 2 years, so I think they move up aggressively to get their guy Walter Nolan if he drops to 25. Absolutely, if he drops to 25. That's just what I think, because I think Howie is trying to get everything, get his ducks in a row, because he know he's going to have to pay out the ass for Jalen Carter next year. So, good evening, Tiffany. I think all of this is just getting set up for the stuff that's coming next year. Because think about it, the next 3 years, you got big contracts. Jalen Carter's next year. Then you got Coop and Quinion because they'll be on year 3 or 2, 3. No, so they got a year gap. But let me see who will be next. Who will be next that we probably have to? Maybe Nolan Smith. I don't know. Every year it seems like we are in a good spot because the Eagles are reloading. We're always reloading. We're looking for depth. We're not necessarily looking for playmakers. If we didn't get any new players coming into the fold, we would still be one of the better teams in the league this year. Because think about it, most of the time rookies are not going to make that big of a difference. Most of the time. Now you do get your Jared Verse and insert rookie here that have those hellified rookie years. But when you stretch it out and look at the macro, how many times does that happen? How many times do you see those guys that really, you look at somebody like CJ Stroud or your boy in Washington, quarterback in Washington. He's good, but out of all the rookie quarterbacks, how many times does that happen? So you really don't. There's a difference between being good and rookies taking your team to the next level. So Jalen Carter is the one, man. Jalen Carter is our generational talent. I asked this question when I was referring to the WNBA, but the same thing can be said in the NFL. What is a generational talent and how long is a generation? How is it, if you're going to call somebody a generational talent, how long is that generation? I guess this is me nitpicking the verbiage because I would rather just say that somebody is an elite player. To me, you're not going to tell somebody is a generational player until they are 7, 8 years down the way. Reggie White was a generational player because you haven't seen anybody like Reggie White until Aaron Donald came around. And then Aaron Donald was a generational player. And then you didn't see anybody like Aaron Donald until Jalen Carter came around. Immediate impact. Aaron Donald, immediate impact. Reggie White, immediate impact. Bruce Smith, immediate impact. Players like that. You don't see it as much as it used to. I remember what's the tight end that came in from Miami years ago? Jeremy Shockey. When they drafted Jeremy Shockey, a tight end went first round, but he was that good. And he came in immediate impact. Then he got hurt and was never the same. So it can still happen. I just don't think it happens as much as people want to believe it. And not to mention, because of the social media and all of the ESPN hype and Fox and sports and First Take and Speak and all these other shows, everybody's pumping up the narrative and everybody doesn't necessarily live up to those narratives. So JB, Jerome Brown, immediate impact. Absolutely. Absolutely. My rookie year was right after Jerome Brown passed away. He passed away in 92. My rookie year was 93. So, but why would the Eagles trade back? Don't you no, I think the picks I mean, I could be wrong. I still think they trade back because they got enough picks to give everybody a boatload of cash and picks and move up to who's going to make that trade though. And are you going after Walter Nolan? Are you going after Pierce or whatever edge you're looking for? Because I heard Pierce has got some off-field issues, but I don't know. A lot of that stuff is just subterfuge, and they just putting stories out there. So you never know what you got. That's why it's so incumbent upon teams now to really, really, really do your homework. Really do your homework. I got to get my boy T on here, Willie T. He used to be a scout for the Raiders. So and he told me straight up. He said, "Man," he used to say, T, do you really think we're gonna spend all that money on the pick if we don't know what they've been doing? These teams been doing a investigation. Big Dom be doing his investigation. Dom know people, and he ain't the only person in the league like that. Everybody's got connections. Every one of these teams has connection with somebody on major campuses. There's a connection at LSU. There's a connection at Miami. There's a connection at Florida State, at Alabama, at Auburn, at Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Michigan, all these big schools, USC. Name your big school. There's a contact down there at any given moment. He get a call, he can get on campus and do some investigation. And those people in those towns know people on campus, know people in dorms, know people that are RAs, and they can get the information if they want to get the information. So there's a network, just like you get when Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, when all of them are breaking news, they breaking news is because the teams leak it. They don't find nothing out by chance. They wasn't, like in the old days, they wasn't hiding outside of a window with a cup on the window trying to hear what the conversation is. The teams leak the information that they want to leak. They let it out. It just so happens that Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and all of those people, those type people, those are the people that are the big names now. So the teams are used to, if we want to get information out, this is the person we call. This is the person we text. And then, of course, it gets out because they got the direct feed to ESPN, to Fox, to CBS, to all the networks. That's the easiest way to control the information. And it doesn't take a lot. These teams know what they're doing. These teams know why. That's why it makes no sense to get into a lot of these the mock drafts and the rumors that you see. It doesn't make any sense. Where's my tweet from earlier? I put this tweet out today. This right here. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Because that's what you're doing if you're listening to all of these reports coming out like these people know. They don't have a frigging clue. They don't have a clue. They are guessing. They are guessing. These teams, the only team where they've pretty much let everybody know what they're going to do is Tennessee. That's it. Everybody else, you don't know what Cleveland's going to decide. You're trying to keep your cards close to the vest. So when you make your move, nobody knows what you're doing. And then everybody's going on draft day. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I predicted. Blah blah blah. And it's like you got lucky like everybody else. A couple of names you wrote down fell, like you thought they were going to fall. A lot of them don't. So I always think it's funny. Like everybody wants to be the genius. It's like y'all don't know what they're doing. Big Dom goes to Joey Merlino. Big Dom ain't no joke, man. Big Dom ain't no joke. Cleveland's gonna pick a punt returner. Nah, Travis Hunter is that dude, man. Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter, they have earned the moniker of the best two athletes in the draft. They earned that. So the question mark is what's going to happen to Shador. That's the question mark. He's not going to New York. He's not going to Cleveland unless Cleveland tries to figure out a way to trade back up to get him. That's a possibility because I think Shador is probably arguably the best quarterback. Do I think he's better than Cam Ward? I think he's a better quarterback than Cam Ward, but Cam Ward is no slouch at quarterback, and Cam Ward can run like a running back. He's Saquon Barkley and can throw. He's that good. So, you never know what's going to happen once he gets in the league. So, a lot of things that can happen. If Travis, whoever gets Travis, if he goes to the Browns, so be it. But if you don't at least try to play him both ways, that's stupid. That's what you got him for. That's what he did. So you got to at least put that to the test. Is he going to play like he played at Colorado? Hell no. He can't do it. But you can put some packages together for him on both sides of the ball. That you can do. He is that fast and he is that good at defensive back. He's just a crazy athlete because he's got the speed. He knows how to run routes. He knows how to get in and out, get his hips open, change direction, all that kind of stuff like a top level wide receiver. It's easy to be a wide receiver than it is to be a defensive back. A wide receiver, all you got to do is get him in the game, and I can tell him what to do on every play. A cornerback, man, you better know what you're doing. You better know what you're doing. But I think the thing with Travis is he better be with some good coaching. I'll just say it like that. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. So it's great if they got him in Cleveland, but if you don't have the right coaching and they don't get the most out of him, that was a useless pick. I don't think that's going to be the situation with Travis Hunter, but Cleveland got other issues. Cleveland got to get a quarterback. They brought back Joey Flacco, y'all. Joey Flacco is 40, 4-0. And they're going to roll with that. And Kenny Pickett. So even if they do play Travis Hunter at wide receiver, do they have somebody that's going to throw him the ball? Old man Joe is one hit away from being on injured reserve. And you know how easy that can happen because he ain't moving out the way. The Giants is yeah, man. The Giants got a decision to make. But I don't think I think the Giants will be stupid to pass on Abdul Carter. But stranger things have happened because they still need a quarterback. They're not going to have a good quarterback until they get a good offensive line. So it can go a bunch of different ways. It can go a bunch of different ways. You never know what's going to happen. You know what? While we talking, let's run them off. Uh-oh. Did I forget to click it on fast? Yeah, I hate when it goes slow. There we go. Let's go to 7 rounds. We'll entertain trades. We'll do it all. Thoughts on Eagles? Thoughts on Eagles going for veteran splash trades through like Asia? I think they're gonna get. I think it's possible with the number of picks that we have that how we could make a trade for a seasoned vet, like maybe a safety and stuff like that. Um, it's possible. It's possible. When you have that many picks, anything is possible. And don't get it twisted. He can make deals for next year. We have that many picks. So I think we have how he does what he's been doing. He's given us the best options. That's what he's doing. The Eagles have very good options in this draft. And we have a lot of draft capital because depending on what happens with the first 10, if Shador drops or if somebody else drops that we're not even thinking about, because it happens every year. How you think we got Nolan Smith? How you think we got Nakobe? Nakobe was projected to be a first rounder. And then the word got out about his shoulder or whatever. Nolan Smith, how did Nolan Smith slip all the way down? Happens all the time. And all it takes is one team to upset the apple cart. And it just makes you never know what's going to happen. It just throws everything in chaos. Because now, if somebody upsets the apple cart, if somebody makes a pick that wasn't nobody thinking of, now everything shifts and the teams are looking like, hey, we didn't think we would have an opportunity to get this guy. Now we do. How do we act? That's what it comes down to. Because everybody's got a list. You got your one list over here, and the teams are like, yeah, we really, 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 really want these guys. Here's the 5 guys on the draft board that we would give almost everything for. I'm going to give them a left arm and a toe for. And then you got your guys on the list. These are the probable things that are going to happen. These are the most likely. These are the lottery picks. If we get one of these guys, hey, we won the lottery. And all it takes is for one team to make a trade or do something that nobody can see coming. Then you got some people on this list, and teams are like, "Ooh, we can do something. We can do something here. He's going to be available. We got him. We wasn't supposed to get Quinyon and Cooper DeJean, but we did, and it's going to happen again this year. Just not with us, or it might be with us. I don't know. I don't know how we going to do. I did not, Tiff. When did that happen today? Was that today? I did not. I missed that. Was it on WIP or something? Or 97.5? Or like NFL Network or something like that? Not sure. Now look at this. I started this. I got a trade offer already. Atlanta's offering me pick 46, a second round and a 4th round in 2026 for that 32nd pick. But I'm gonna reject that. What's next? They want 2 for 3. Nope, I don't like that. We're gonna mix that. So all right. Look at this. We still almost had a chance to get James Pierce. So if James Pierce drops all the way down to 29, that's a situation where we could jump in front of Washington, possibly. Possibly. Iziriaku goes to KC. Okay, Nick Scarton's going home to Cincinnati. This is a trade from Buffalo gave up 3 picks for him to move up to 30. So what do you think the Eagles should do? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Well, you ain't got to put it in the chat because right now, Walter Nolan is available for us at 32 in this mock draft. So Walter Nolan is available in this mock draft. So I'm going to take him. Trade up to the Vikings. Okay, I'm gonna do that, Cody. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that the next one. The next round, I'm gonna do that. Let's get through this one. But Walter Nolan is available at 32. So again, he slipped. You never know what's gonna happen. How does Walter Nolan slip all the way down to 32 with us? So I'm gonna take him, but I just want to see Cam Ward as expected. Now look at here. Look at here. The Browns got Abdul Carter. So now you got Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett as bookends. New York goes Travis Hunter. You got Will Campbell, Tyler Warren, Will Johnson, Mason Graham. Ted McMillan, Ashton Genty ends up in New Orleans. Shamar Stewart goes to the Bears. Mimbo goes to San Fran. Jalen Walker, Shador Sanders. Okay, so Pittsburgh traded up and got Shador Sanders. So Pittsburgh, they 21st pick, and the Dolphins got Malachi Starks. Okay. All right, so we're going to get Warren and keep it moving. So Atlanta wants to give up a 118. Oh, my bad. I'll go through. I'll show you what we got again. Sorry about that. We got Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Will Campbell. Damn, you can't scroll a little bit softer than this. There we go. Graham, Will Johnson, Ted McMillan, Ashton Genty, Shamar Stewart, Armand Mimbo, Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker went to the Cowboys? See, that don't make sense. Shador Sanders. Pittsburgh traded up for Shador. Colston Loveland, a tight end in Indianapolis. That I don't see that happening. Kelvin Banks Jr., Mike Green, Jade Barron, Nick Emenwari, Tyler Booker, Matthew Golden, Malachi Starks, Jahad Campbell. Who was talking about Jahad Campbell? Was that you, too? Michael Williams, Greg Zabel, Derek Harmon, Josh Simmons, old tackle from O State, Trey Amos, Emeka Egbuka, James Pierce, Nick Scarton, and Donovan Iziriaku. And then we get Walter Nolan, Jackson Dart. Now, see, this is what I was talking about. The Browns come back in at 33, so they get a quarterback, and Pittsburgh stole Shador. So it's crazy. So who would be the Eagles' second pick at 64? D tackle. I'm going. Do we want to go edge as that second pick? You got the guy from Ole Miss. You got the JT Tui Malau from O State. Oluwafemi. So you still got a lot of good picks from edge. This webpage won't show all. You got Walter Nolan, offense edge. Who's a tight end? See, I usually wait. I wait to the second or the third pick. See, I like Terrence Ferguson. Harold Fannin Jr. I like, but to me, he's another receiver. I want Terrence Ferguson because I think Terrence Ferguson is going to be the best blocker. So we got the D tackle. I'm gonna take Ferguson at tight end, and then I'm gonna go back to edge. And you got the kid from Louisville, Tyler Barron, Josiah Stewart. Okay, Jack Sawyer. I don't understand why Jack Sawyer's down at 131, but Safety, Billy Bowman, Jonas Sanker, Jalen Reed, RJ Mickens, Malachi Moore is available from Bama. Sawyer. Who's that? We're talking about Jack Sawyer. Oh, you're looking. Okay, I see what you're saying. Hold on. Heck, let me just put it up here. There we go. There we go. And I don't like it. It gives you this whole bar up here, so you're losing a little real estate up top. But it is what it is. So, uh, so we got Walter Nolan and Terrence Ferguson. Who's going to be our pick at 96? Got the edge. Y'all want to take the edge? I'm gonna take the edge. Switch from edge to all. There we go. Another D tackle. Jack Beck, wide receiver out of TCU. Shamar Turner. Um, I would take the edge from Louisville. So, oh, hold on. Y'all keep looking. All right, I got to run out real quick. I'm gonna keep this on. Y'all keep looking at this. I'll be right back. Gotta take care of something. Keep looking at this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna cover my camera. What's up, good folks? We back. Ugh. But I'm gonna cut this one short. Everything is all good, but I gotta handle some stuff real quick. And I will be back on tomorrow, probably same bad time. I'm not gonna wait till 10 o'clock to start. It'll probably be like around 9. So appreciate you for hanging in. Everything's all good. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace. We're gonna finish this up. We're gonna finish this conversation up though. It's all good, Cody K. For sure.